And Matthew had a very good childhood. As a family, we always been such a blessing family. Me and Dad always be present in his life, and we used to take them out for doing lots of things. And Matthew grew up in the church. He was a very happy boy, never had problem in school, and he always wants to do the will of God. He always wants to be at the church, try to help him, giving his time to help other people and things like that. But then things start to change when he went to a secondary school. That's when he started to involve with different friends and doing things shouldn't do. Like he started smoking and going out, and that's when he got out of the church. Every week we used to get 3-4 calls from the school, complaining or asking us to go to school to have a meeting because he was giving hard time to the teacher. He didn't want to study, he didn't want to do anything. He was going to school, messing around. He got worse as a certain point that he started robbery, and from that point, after that, everything was getting worse and worse. Matthew started drinking a lot. He was drinking a lot. He was going out with his friend. He started using drugs. And everything was getting worse and worse until when he went to uni. When he went to uni, things went completely worse. Because Matthew at uni, I wasn't there for him. I wasn't there to watch him. I remember one day he went to a friend's party, and over there someone phoned me about 2 o'clock in the morning, and they said to me, are you Matthew's mom? I said, yes. Oh, we got him here, and Matthew is completely drunk. He doesn't know where he was. From that point, I can see he was completely lost.
So at that time in my life, I didn't care. I was enjoying myself, I was partying, I was taking drugs. I remember I'd take different kinds of drugs. I'll be smoking weed, taking ecstasy. I even remember one video that I see of my past, and it was in my back garden. And that day, my friends were all taking cocaine in the back garden, and I didn't care. If my mom was to come to me, okay, I would feel sorry, maybe for a second, but in reality, I just wanted to have fun. So in that moment in my life, I was just having fun. My mom would even come to me crying many times, and I didn't care. I wanted her to go to sleep so I could leave the house and smoke and do whatever I wanted. So my lifestyle was I was going uni, I was working hard at uni, but at the same time, I was also enjoying with my friends. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I'll be smoking weed. Before my lectures, I'll be smoking weed. Every day, I'll be smoking weed. Wake up late, smoke weed. I wouldn't even cook for myself. I would be eating out of tins, not because I didn't have money, but because I was lazy. I wanted to just enjoy life. I would go out to parties. I would be doing things with different women. I would be looking forward just to please people. That was my life. Let me just please people, because when I please people, they'll be my friend and we can enjoy, we can have fun together. Looking back at that time, I can see I was just lost. I didn't know what I wanted in life. In reality, what I wanted was just to please people, because I thought that if I pleased my friends, I would be okay, but I wasn't. Because at the same time, I was displeasing my parents. I was ruining her marriage, as she said. I wasn't even comfortable around my sister, my father anymore. It's like they were strangers. I was completely lost. I didn't know what I wanted.
I was going to the church and doing some campaigns and doing other things for him, because at that point, Matthew started suffering from depression. He used to lock himself in the bedroom, didn't want to have a shower, didn't want to talk. And most of the time, I was found him crying all the time. So I decided, I said, no, this time I have to fight even more for Matthew. And I started to go, take his clothes, piece of his clothes, and take to the pastor to anoint. During the Friday prayers, I used to take and pray for him as well. And I done some campaigns as well so he could come back to God, start giving his life to God. There was a very important day. There was doing a chain of prayer for the family. And that day, I invited Matthew to come with me. And he accepted my invitation. From that moment, I saw that he started to come back to the presence of God.
I was so lost, but I didn't realize it. My mom was fighting for me, praying for me. She would invite me all the time to church. I didn't want to hear it. I would say that she didn't know what she was talking about, but I had to reach the bottom of the pit. That's what happened. I became depressed, and it got to the point that I was crying every night. I was locking myself in my room. I was completely broken, completely shattered. So much so that I even thought about killing myself many times. I was so desperate that I had to finally come back. The fight of my mom was very important. It was important that she didn't give up as well. It was almost 8 years she was fighting for me. I even went back to church for a short period of time, and I quit the drugs, but then I went straight back again. So you can see, if she had given up in that moment, so it would have been over. But because she persisted, prayed for me, looked after me, so eventually I came back to the presence of God.
Imagine 80 years of a nightmare. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't have peace, I couldn't do anything properly because all my attention was into him, into Matthew. Today he's here with me, yeah, and I'm so pleased, I'm so happy to have him as a man of God. And it's not only that, he's a pastor today, and he's helping other lives. He's helping other people to build up their life. And he's got his own testimony to show other people what he's been through, and everything at God's eyes is possible.
After coming back to the presence of God, things completely changed. I graduated from university, it was stuck for a while. I got a good job. My family started to come together again. I was at peace with my father, my sister, my mother. And today I have the Holy Spirit. I'm in the presence of God. I'm serving as a pastor, helping other people. It's a privilege. All thanks to the prayers of my mother, of course, the fight of my mother. So I'm very thankful.